Today, I present to you the second video concerning the New Jersey drone incidents. As mentioned in my previous video, the New Jersey drone incidents involve a combination of multiple events, resulting in varied observations. Many of these incidents involve actual drones, which can be categorized into military and civilian types. Some sightings were misidentified commercial airliners, yet there remain unidentified flying objects UFOs. In my previous program, some viewers commented that these orbs of light lack distinct UFO characteristics, such as instantaneous acceleration or high-speed flight capabilities. In this episode, I will provide additional evidence to further substantiate these claims. On December 11th, in Florida, a video was recorded in South Beach, Miami, capturing an exceptionally bright orb of light moving from the beach toward a building. Initially, I suspected it might be a computer-generated CG effect or an AI-synthesized image. However, it soon became evident that it was not, as in the final moments before the orb disappeared, reflections were visible on a balcony railing and on the window glass of an adjacent building. Current AI technology is not yet capable of producing such detailed effects. If this were a CG creation, the creator would likely be a Hollywood-grade special effects expert, a highly skilled professional. Upon tracing the source, it was discovered that the video was posted by a middle-aged woman named Jessica. Her social media accounts typically feature only mundane aspects of daily life. One post identifies her as a licensed real estate agent, not a special effects artist. Therefore, I believe this video is authentic with a high degree of credibility. Regarding this orb of light, it is difficult to determine whether it is a powerful light-emitting drone. However, further analysis is needed. This video reminds me of a similar incident in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in 1998, where a young boy recorded a video of a bright orb of light from his balcony. At that time, civilian drones were not yet in widespread use, with only rudimentary toy remote-controlled planes available. Notably, at the start of this video, the orb of light is seen maneuvering and making a sharp turn exceeding 90 degrees. Instead of decelerating, it accelerates rapidly. This behavior is beyond the capabilities of a toy plane. In Rio, this glowing orb caused a significant sensation in Brazil at the time, and to this day, it remains unexplained. It is possible that this orb is the same type of phenomenon captured in Miami Beach. The next video was recorded on December 6th, in Springs, Arizona, showing a bright object in the sky that appears to be emitting or dispersing material. This object was observed hovering and moving erratically. It appeared to lack a clear destination. Another distinctive feature is captured in a recent video from an undisclosed location, displaying a nearly identical phenomenon. The object emits glowing particles, resembling molten iron in a liquid state. I do not believe this is a drone. Some online commentators have speculated that this could be a flare from an aircraft, as flares emit intense infrared radiation to confuse enemy tracking missiles. However, it is clear that the object remains stationary or suspended in the air, which is inconsistent with the behavior of a fighter jet in flight. Furthermore, a fighter jet would not deploy flares over a populated city, as this could pose a significant fire risk. In fact, this UFO, which appears to emit molten metal, belongs to a unique category of sightings that have been observed and recorded multiple times in the past. For instance, in Long Beach, California, in 2004, an infrared video captured an unidentified object in the sky, continuously dispersing mysterious substances. Another infrared video, recorded in 2011, was filmed at a U.S. military base in Afghanistan. It depicts four spherical objects hovering in the air, continuously emitting or dispersing unidentified substances. U.S. fighter jets engaged these spheres with a missile. The outcome of this engagement was astonishing. When viewed in slow motion, it is evident that the missile passed through two of the spheres without detonating, which is remarkable. After being struck, the spheres released an unknown substance and rapidly returned to their original form. Could these spheres represent an unknown atmospheric phenomenon? This explanation appears implausible. As the missile entered the frame, it followed a trajectory approximately 30 degrees relative to the horizon. However, after passing through the spheres, its flight path was significantly altered. This suggests that the spheres possess a tangible structure, ruling out the possibility of an optical illusion or atmospheric effect. I hypothesize that these may involve some form of electromagnetic field or material. The reason for their formation remains unknown. Veteran UFO researchers may be familiar with Jacques Vallée, a renowned figure who has studied UFO phenomena for decades. He has investigated numerous mysterious events worldwide, including Skinwalker Ranch. Vallée is considered an authority in the field. Throughout his research career, he has collected numerous samples of metallic substances reportedly emitted by these spheres. Currently, he has provided these samples to Dr. Gary Nolan, a professor of pathology at Stanford University School of Medicine, who has a personal interest in studying UFOs and extraterrestrial intelligence. Nolan has been unable to provide a definitive explanation for why these UFOs emit molten metal. However, using advanced analytical equipment, he has examined these samples and conducted detailed analyses. In one sample, an unusual isotope ratio of a specific element was identified, distinct from naturally occurring ratios on Earth. This isotope ratio, found in the molten sample, deviates significantly from terrestrial norms. Nolan suggests that the only plausible explanation for this phenomenon is that these isotopes were synthesized through an industrial process. From a natural perspective, there is no reason for such anomalous isotope ratios to occur. Nolan's findings imply that these substances may originate from non-human intelligence or advanced technological manipulation. The following two videos are particularly intriguing. The first was recorded in New York City, and I will play it at normal speed initially. It appears to vanish suddenly. The woman in the video stated, "I just watched it disappear." In reality, the orb did not vanish. It accelerated rapidly and departed instantly. When the playback speed is reduced to 1/10, it becomes clear that the orb leaves a residual afterimage at a 45-degree angle upward and to the left. This video was recorded at 30 frames per second. Upon analysis, the orb's transition from stationary to leaving an afterimage spans 5 frames, indicating that it accelerated over this distance in approximately 0.17 seconds. Unfortunately, the distance of the orb is difficult to estimate accurately, preventing precise triangulation. This hinders our ability to measure the orb's flight distance, velocity, or acceleration. Nevertheless, I can assert with confidence that no human-made aircraft currently can achieve such acceleration, not even remotely. It is far beyond our technological capabilities. The second video, recorded recently, will be played at normal speed. Test your observation skills in front of the screen. Can you detect anything unusual? If you notice 2 points of light moving in the distance, congratulations, your vision is normal. However, these 2 orbs are not our primary focus. Let's replay the video. Some viewers may now notice that within the first second of the video, another orb of light is present in the upper portion of the frame. It disappears almost instantaneously. The videographer, initially, did not notice this phenomenon. This phenomenon was only discovered during later analysis. This orb of light exhibits behavior similar to the previous video, as it does not simply vanish. Upon zooming in and slowing down the footage, an unusual pattern becomes apparent. The orb initially moves to the right, then downward, followed by a sharp turn of nearly 180 degrees, before accelerating to the right and ultimately ascending until it exits the frame. Due to its extreme speed, only an afterimage is visible. Such behavior is typically seen in speculative fiction, yet we are witnessing it in reality. Some online commentators have speculated that this could be an insect. However, reviewing the video's first second reveals that the object resembles a star, making it unlikely to be an insect. The videographer also noted that the orb of light was consistently visible to the naked eye, appearing bright and stationary. Initially, the videographer assumed it was a star and paid it little attention. The original intent was to capture the two moving points of light, visible in the distance. Unexpectedly, this remarkable scene was captured by chance. This video's perspective, combined with the orb's instantaneous acceleration, reinforces the observations from the previous video. This strongly supports my earlier assertion that some objects in the New Jersey drone incidents are, in fact, unidentified flying objects. Certain U.S. agencies may have detected these anomalies, prompting the deployment of military drones for observation. Civilian drones, on the other hand, are likely incidental participants. Over time, more individuals joined in, escalating the activity. In the videos we have observed, most objects appear to be drones, with some cases involving misidentified commercial airliners. The next segment was recorded at 8 p.m. on Christmas Day. In New Hampshire, the videographer, an astronomy enthusiast, used a 102mm telescope manufactured by Meade to observe and record the phenomenon. The footage clearly shows an object unlike any known aircraft. It appears as an orange orb merged with a red orb of light, exhibiting a rolling motion. Prior to recording the video, the videographer captured still images with the same telescope, revealing the object pulsating from orange to red. Based on its apparent size, the object is estimated to be approximately 5 times larger than Venus. The next segment, also filmed in New York City, shows flashing red and green lights, suggesting the presence of a drone. Curiously, a white orb appears to orbit around the drone, continuously circling it. It first rotates clockwise, then reverses to counterclockwise. Another segment, filmed in St. Louis, Missouri, on December 21st, initially reveals 4 orange orbs of light in the sky. Seconds later, in the distance, a small white light appears, orbiting around the orange orbs. After several rotations, the white light ceases its pursuit. The videographer zooms in toward the end, but the orange orbs remain indistinguishable. The apparent expansion of the orb should be disregarded, as it results from the telescope adjusting its focus. Another segment, filmed at a nuclear power plant in North Carolina, shows a large white sphere, accompanied by 2 smaller orange spheres. The videographer reported that these objects did not exhibit flashing lights. The 3 spheres maneuvered in the air, forming a perfect triangular pattern. This configuration is characteristic of classic UFO sightings. Notably, UFOs often appear near human facilities, particularly those related to nuclear technology. I previously produced a video exploring the historical context of such sightings. For those interested, I recommend reviewing it for further details. On December 21st, in Rochester, New York, a member of the public recorded an orange-yellow orb moving slowly across the sky. The observer exclaimed, "What is that?" They further noted, "There's another one, look, a plane is following it." Unfortunately, the videographer's filming technique was suboptimal, failing to clearly capture the plane. It is only faintly visible in the final seconds of the footage. The observer remarked, "I'm filming a plane, but it wouldn't be that close." From the footage, it appears that the plane was closely monitoring the orb. Notably, some time ago, the U.S. government issued a statement regarding the New Jersey drone incidents, asserting that they involved neither foreign hostile actions nor government-operated drones. The statement claimed that most sightings were of civilian drones or misidentified commercial airliners. If this is accurate, one must question why military aircraft were deployed to track these orbs. Moreover, this is not an isolated incident. In my previous program, I shared footage of a helicopter pursuing two orbs of light. Such tracking and observation appear to be relatively common. This provides grounds to believe that the New Jersey drone incidents are more complex than official statements suggest. It is likely that the U.S. government has detected anomalies within its airspace. From the current perspective, the drone incidents have spread nationwide, including Texas, California, Arizona, and Michigan, where clusters of drones have been observed. To conclude this video, I revisit a piece of evidence from my previous program supporting the UFO hypothesis. This footage was recorded by a passenger on a flight from Chicago to New Jersey, captured over Newark. Given the altitude of the aircraft, I ruled out the possibility of civilian drones at the time. It is also unlikely to be a military drone, as operating one at that altitude would be highly dangerous. Nearly half a month has passed since that video surfaced, and US netizens have responded with various interpretations. Two primary viewpoints have emerged. One group believes these orbs are UFOs, while another contends they are commercial airliners. The absence of visible flashing lights is attributed to the aircraft's landing lights being activated, which are engaged just before landing. Due to their high intensity, these lights may obscure the aircraft's navigation lights. Personally, having observed numerous flights, I have never witnessed such a phenomenon. Additionally, the video includes footage of a flashing light, clearly depicting a commercial airliner entering the clouds. This airliner does not exhibit the characteristics of the orbs. It is distinctly different from the observed orbs of light. Therefore, I remain skeptical of the commercial airliner explanation. I invite viewers familiar with commercial aviation to share their insights in the comments below. That concludes this episode.